With World 1 out of the way, it's time to do all of the shiny gold medals in World 2. The first level is Poppin Planks 2-1. I think this is considered to be one of the hardest levels to get shiny gold on in the entire game. The reason I think is because there's two tricks which aren't super obvious at first. The first is coming up here, where if you just continuously roll as the planks pop you up, you'll get super high and super far. The second one is coming up right here when you get onto this platform with the barrels. If you just roll straight off the edge and then do a full jump, not a half jump, but a full jump, you'll be able to bounce off of that bird really quickly, skipping all of that time wasted while the platform lowers and moves over to the right. And then lastly, right here, you have to use that rolling trick again, where if you get that height from the planks that pop you up and you're rolling, you'll be able to get on that platform nice and fast. And then if you can get all of those tricks, the rest is just trying to move pretty quickly through the rest of the level until you get to the end, and hopefully get your shiny gold medal. After 2-1, we move on to 2-2, Sloppy Sands. This one I don't recall being really too difficult. There's some tight platforming you have to do towards the end. I do a damage boost there off of the squid. Yeah, and when you get into this little sort of climbing cave section, that's where the platforming starts to get really tight. So the first thing is you'll have to roll jump onto this bucket here quickly, climb all the way up, and then immediately jump onto this next bucket. And from there, you've kind of executed mostly everything that you need to. The rest is just trying to go through the level as fast as you can. And again, the time cutoff isn't too crazy because I made a lot of mistakes and was still able to get the shiny gold on this level. Peaceful Pier is next. This is actually the first rocket level in the whole game. Because it's like, you know, I kind of count these in the same category as the cart levels. So the goal here is to just do that beginning portion and the end portion as fast as possible. All of this stuff in the middle here, as long as you don't die and you get through the whole level in one go, and you do everything else fast, you will get the shiny gold. These levels are probably the easiest to get the shiny golds on for that reason. There's really not much more to say on a level like this. I mean, I think just be careful, right? That you're not collecting anything, you don't need the bananas, you just do whatever you need to do to stay as safe as possible for the entirety of the level so that you don't have any deaths. This part coming up here, you can kind of stay in one place after the cannons when they fire their hook at you. And then as soon as it starts locking on, that's when you move away. And then again, like the minecart level in World 1, Donkey Kong will freeze up for just a little bit, right? You have to wait just like a half beat longer than you think to jump into the finishing barrel. Cannon Cluster is next. This level I thought was pretty hard to get the shiny gold on. You can actually just roll straight under those jellyfish there. That's something that I didn't know you could do for a while until I started experimenting a little bit, and it actually allows you to go much more quickly through the beginning sections. Pound this as quickly as you can. If you take damage there, you'll freeze up a little bit and lose some time. And then here, it's really just about getting onto this jump and then onto the second jump as quickly as possible. If you waste a lot of time there, it's really going to throw you off and you're not going to be able to go fast enough. Q 5 is next, Stormy Shore. This is one of my favorite levels in the game. It's the one with the octopus. This one's a little bit tricky to get the shiny gold on. Although it's not at the same time. Like, I play really sloppy on this one. I take a lot of damage where I don't necessarily have to. Jumping over that barrel is important, the one that's in the water moving around, because you'll lose a lot of time if you have to use it. And then you just go through these sections as quickly as you possibly can. Try to roll and jump. Oh, that part's important. You can actually drop down, but I found that if you drop down too fast, it'll actually get, like, you'll get killed in the level. So you almost have to bonk, I think, against the side so that you go down just slow enough to where you don't trigger that. And then you just jump to the end here, and you fire out of the barrel as soon as you get into it. Do not hesitate or wait on that at all. Q6 is Blowhole Bound, named after the whale that you ride for most of the level. This one is functionally similar to like the minecart levels or the rocket levels because the whale just kind of moves at his own pace and you can't really speed it up. With that being said, though, you can speed up all of the before and after sections, in particular the ending sections. Like when you're getting to the end of one of the whale rides, you can usually jump off of the whale into the next section faster than the whale arrives at the end. So you almost have to do these jumps where you can't see exactly what you're going to jump on when you're making the jump or the barrel that you're going to jump into, but you have to do it anyways or you won't go fast enough. You'll see one of those coming up here. Now notice how we jump very early there. You know, we don't wait for the whale to get completely to the end. And the same is going to be extra true for this section here. So there's a barrel you need to jump into, which you can get into a lot earlier than it appears on the screen. And then you just go as fast as you can through these sections, wait for the whale, and there's going to be another barrel that you can jump into before it appears on the screen here. I was not able to get shiny golds without taking advantage of those little tricks. Because I was just missing it by like half a second or a full second, you know, over and over and over again. Be careful at the end part here. I almost screwed this up. I did screw it up like 100 times before I got this run. For some reason, it's just a little bit tricky to get up here as fast as possible. But I was able to pull it off here. Tidal Terror's next. This one's tricky in terms of pathing. If you know what you need to do before you go in, it's not too bad. I did do all of these blind, at least to start, unless I was really, really stuck. So pathing this out was pretty difficult. So that part there is important. You need to get into that section after the crab by the third wave. And then importantly here, you have to go fast enough to duck under one of these little slabs sticking out, because you have to get all the way to the end of the section before the next wave gets to you. If you can't pull that off, you're not going fast enough, and you won't get the shiny gold. Next up is the boss for World 2, Pinchin Pirates. So these are the 3 pirates. I think the key here is that after you jump on the crab's heads, you can pound the ground and they'll immediately flip over. You don't have to roll into them or anything and hope they land on their heads. It's automatic. So it's just a quick hop, pound the ground, back on them. And then when they all stack on top of each other, I think this part is luck-based. I don't know if it's on a timer or if you can force them to raise their hands, but it seemed random to me. So you just kind of gotta hope for a good cycle that'll allow you to go fast enough while executing all of the other parts effectively. And so it's 2 full cycles and then you're done. I really do like in these boss battles how after you do the last hit, the timer just stops and you don't have to jump into the boss tiki quickly. And so after that, there's 1 level left. That's going to be 2K, which is the secret level that you unlock from getting all of the KONG tokens in all of the different levels in World 2. This one was pretty tough. It's another case of you have to just kind of play it enough to know what's coming so that you can pre-jump and pre-move everywhere that you need to so that you're not wasting any time. Again, it's not one of those things where you can just kind of pull it off in a few tries because you can't tell without the experience where you need to go in advance. Like coming up here at the end, after you've played it enough, you know you just have to climb to the top. Even though you're going to go off screen because you know that you can roll to the end right here. So you're off screen and then you just roll because you've played it enough. But otherwise it's not too bad. And so if you did all that, you've gotten all the shiny gold medals in World 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe because it helps a ton. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day.